What's up, broskies and broskets? Welcome to another edition of Tangzilla Talks. This time with brand spanking new audio. Hold on to your butts, cause I just took about 5 shots of brandy. Today we're talking about Overwatch, the upcoming team shooter from Activision Blizzard that I mentioned in the WoW Must Die video. Specifically for this video, we're going to look at the Assault cast. There are plenty of videos now for hype, preview, reviews, and even basic character guides out there, and those pretty much fill the need for any Blizzard or team shooter fan. I'm going to tackle it from a different angle, one that hopefully will help blur the genre boundaries a bit, and spin it in a way to make a person more familiar with things like fighters look forward to enjoying and understanding how to be decent at this game. Notice I said decent, not great, because this isn't exactly my forte either. With a couple of exceptions, Overwatch's roster is being divided into 3 groups right now: tank, assault, and support. The holy trinity, the trifecta of face melting, the triforce of nerd power. I could run these down by that trifecta, but why? That's already available in some good channels, or the main site and channel themselves. Let's get fighter style with these, starting with the Overwatch quote-unquote rushdown characters for the offensively minded, Reaper and McCree.
Justice ain't gonna dispense itself.
McCree is a cyborg cowboy and a mid to close range one-on-one monster with a 6-shooter. His alternate fire is basically a shotgun, and his combat role reloads his gun. If you like playing a character who can pick people apart from up close and still be skillfully played at a distance, think about McCree. He's like Ken Masters or Kotal Khan. He has range, but it's not where he shines. I also like to think about an Assault character's ability to escape, much like their wake-up options. The role is nice, but don't expect it to save your ass. In this way, he's like Mortal Kombat X's Quan Chi or Takeda, capable of pumping out damage, but boned when in a close-range situation he didn't set up, like rolling into an oncoming Reinhardt with his big-ass jet hammer swinging at your face.
Death walks among you.
Reaper is the quintessential rushdown character of this game. Recent games have heavily played to characters who have standing resets, great footsies, frame traps, and I've missed seeing the style of get in, wreck shop, get out. Reaper has a great approach and escape tool in his Wraith form, and comes packed with some of the highest health of the Assaults. It's like having a great approach and an amazing backdash. He doesn't have things like shotguns, he just rolls with shotguns all the time. Run out of ammo, just drop it like it's hot and pull another pair out. Reload, ain't nobody got time for that. His ultimate, Death Blossom, is as close to an I win button as you get. It's pre-nerfed Superman's Injustice Super. Reaper and McCree are 2 of the characters I'm most excited to play. While skill is always a factor for any character in a competitive game, there are levels. McCree is all about skill, like a Sea Viper, while Reaper is all about intelligently going balls out ham, UMVC3 Wolverine style. Not all of your Assault functions like rushdown characters though. Some are closer to aggressive zoners, like the really good Glaciuses or Con Ras of Killer Instinct. I'm looking at you, Pharah, Soldier 76, and Hanzo. While all 3 are high damage threats, it's their different abilities at controlling space and run paths that I personally feel make them shine.
I will protect the innocent.
Pharah, powerful though she is, does best by fighting in plain sight. It's what makes her ultimate so risky. Her vantage point while fighting in plain sight though greatly restricts what used to be safe paths and is quite a distraction. I can imagine myself or others getting caught up in looking skywards towards Pharah and getting face rolled by a laughing Reaper from behind. Her presence in the sky controls space, and her alternate fire's ability to deal splash and knockback damage disrupts formations.
With every death comes honor. With honor, redemption.
Hanzo deals with space by choosing what space is safe or not. And while Pharah shines in open air, Hanzo is Lord of the Alleyways. Able to scale most walls, he can get where he wants to easily, and mobility is always fantastic for his owner. His splitting arrow shot can essentially turn hallways and small rooms into a no-passing zone of death, forcing enemy squads to hesitate before entering or go another way, delaying objectives, and possibly forcing them to the waiting jaws of your teammates. What about a big roadway though, without walls for the arrow to pieces to bounce? That's where his ultimate comes in. In almost all the gameplay videos shown, it's been avoided, and it can be viewed as weak, especially in contrast to how deadly the spiraling death dragons look. But one thing that can't be ignored is that it can't be ignored. As soon as that thing comes out, people head for the hills. Hanzo removes the space he shoots it in from play for the enemy team, lest they pay dearly for it. When Godzilla is on the map, you pay the fuck attention.
You have been judged.
We're all soldiers now. Let's move out!
Now for Soldier 76. His active zoning is much simpler than the other two, but that doesn't mean it's worse. Many have noted that he's the most vanilla of the cast so far, the bread and butter, but as fighters know what's up. Bread and butters get the job done. His pulse fire has a big clip compared to its firing speed, and we all know the concept of cover fire. Add his rockets to the mix when he needs a little more punch for tanks and defensive positions, and it's hard to stay in the open too long while 76 is up. What about his ultimate? It just makes him even better at that. The auto lock-on will dish out steady damage to all those enemies in range and sight, softening lines, making people flee objectives, or even causing the enemy squad to break in different directions to get to cover while it's active. While McCree's Deadeye has a similar effect, 76's visor trades in the deadliness of Deadeye for sustained suppression. It's not flashy, but it'll be hurting and disrupting you without you even realizing you're playing to a good 76's hand. We're going to wrap things up with the two specialists of the Overwatch offense, Tracer and Widowmaker. Both are deadly keep-away options with low health, but their manners are different.
One shot, one kill.
Widowmaker, being the sniper of the cast, is more of a true keep-away character. Extremely weak up close, she's better off using her grappling hook to stay away and above the fray to get a good vantage point. Like a Ghost Rider in UVC3, her disadvantage up close is too much to overcome the majority of the time, and she's not fast thanks to the cooldown on her grappling hook. Success with Widowmaker will all come down to positioning.
Next.
Cheers, love! The cavalry's here!
Tracer is also squishy and should engage from distance. The unique thing about Tracer is that her guns are extremely strong from close. By engage, we really mean engaging with her quick blinks to close gaps quickly, get the kill, and harass. Then recall back to the spot she started at, away from the fray. Some people might argue this being rushdown, but she doesn't have the health to go toe-to-toe with Reaper or McCree. She's a keep-away specialist, but her body movement kit is part of the weapon. It makes her less safe on the attack than Widowmaker, but more mobile in exchange. Well, that's my spin on our offensive cast. Next video, we'll look at the bruisers and grapplers of Overwatch, the defense and the tanks. Zilla out.